This is a story of inhumanity, apathy, and how, as a nation, we fail our fellow citizens. A man in Delhi is left to die after he's hit by a tempo. For 4 hours, he bleeds to death on the street with no help, no aid, but many onlookers. That's right. 403 vehicles went past by our estimation in the 2 hours. 45 people walked past. Even the police and a police car with a beacon go past as that man lies dying, breathing his last. And when one person did stop, he stole his mobile phone. 3 people die in road accidents every minute in India. Many of them can be saved, but nobody stops to help. Many others don't get justice, and many others are victims because the law is so lax that people don't care for the consequences. They drive as if they're demons. Yes. And the people who can do something about it, our Neta class, don't. We don't know why. There is a road safeties bill, ladies and gentlemen, that has been pending for 1 year. In that bill, there are some escalated punishments. Escalated punishments, severe punishments for people who overspeed, drunken driving, several laws which needed to be updated to deter rash driving on our streets and keep people safe. Think about the statistics. 500 people die every day, ladies and gentlemen. 500 people. They can be saved if there is a deterrence in place. Yet, parliamentarians stole the law. The union government pleaded to pass it. Law is stalled. It's being referred to a committee. There's a big debate. The government said 2 days ago, please pass this law. It's being debated by 18 states and their chief ministers. It's good legal tender. Let's pass it. Let's ensure that people think twice when they drive drunk or rashly or hand the keys to their kids to take the car out for a jaunt, especially underage kids. Why? Why are the Netas scared of passing a law which will ramp up punishment? Here's the news report, and then we'll ask some questions.
Hit by a rogue and left to die. Crossed by 403 vehicles with zero help. The only one who stopped by coolly pocketed his phone instead. And when the cops finally came, they were too little, too late. This is the tragic story of 36-year-old Matibur as he bled to death by apathy, a death for which all of us must answer.
Matibur Rahman at 5:30 a.m. was walking by right at this spot when he was hit by a tempo. 90 minutes is the time that Matibur spent on the road, bleeding profusely after having been hit, but nobody intervened. Passers-by, as visible in the footage, carried on with their life.
उसका मदद कोई नहीं किया, मदद करता तो डीडीयू ले आता तो वो बच जाता। मतीउर रहमान बहुत बड़ी दुख की बात है, शर्मनाक है कि कोई किसी का मदद करने के लिए नहीं तैयार है अभी।
अगर हम ये चीजें बोलेंगे तो हमारे रिमांड लेने लग जाता है, इसीलिए इसी डर के मारे में हम बता नहीं पाते। तो पुलिस वालों के ऊपर तो भरोसा तो हमारा उठा हुआ है, पुलिस वाला अपना कोई काम नहीं करता है।
A hit and run case has happened in the Harinagar area. One person, namely Matbul, died in that hit and run case. We have identified the vehicle, and very soon the accused will be apprehended.
But if you really need proof of how the state is complicit in Matibul's death, look no further. Among the 142 cars that passed him was a PCR van. Despite being feet away from a dying man, it did not stop.
We are also talking about a PCR vehicle passing by and not noticing that man lying on that spot. That man perhaps could have been alive today, that life could have been saved.
There were multiple CCTV cameras fixed at the spot, but nobody to even monitor them.
The footage captured by this CCTV camera in the national capital Subhash Nagar area tells the story of a nation which is grappling with the tag of being a country of onlookers.
And the police's response was delayed by 2 hours, also came down to whose jurisdiction it was.
A restoration of sensibility of people is very important for the furtherance of peace and calm in the society.
So gradually probably we have to educate people more. The government has to come forward on this. Delhi, the central government both will come forward on this and make people more aware that yes, if there is someone in trouble, they can take him to the hospital. Already there is a law for that.
This is not the India we want. It's time to end the humko kya attitude. It's time for India to pledge that we will never walk away from our duty again. With Molly Gambhir in Subhash Nagar, New Delhi, Bureau Report, NewsX.
It's a sad state of affairs. Very, very sad. Hemraj Sharma, father of Siddharth Sharma. You might remember Siddharth Sharma. He was also mowed down, murdered really. It's a sad state of affairs. Very, very sad. Hemraj Sharma, father of Siddharth Sharma. You might remember Siddharth Sharma. He was also mowed down, murdered really, by a teenager, an underage driver who was handed the keys by his father perhaps to show off to his buddies. He's here with us, the visible face of a tragedy. Also with us, J.V. Shergill of the Congress, Dr. Dinesh Varshney of the Left Party, CPM, Sanju Verma of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, Mr. Sharma, I just want to ask you, sir, you're seeing once again the repeat. Your son went through this.
Right.
What are the thoughts that go through your mind? There is a bill called the Road Safety Bill that was introduced 2 days ago in Parliament. You were campaigning for this bill, I remember.
Right.
And some political parties in their wisdom said, no, let's refer it to committee, standing committee, this committee, that committee, let's hear it out. Even though 18 states chief ministers have given their input, it's after wide consultation, it's been hanging fire for 1 year. And all the road transport union minister got up to say, Mr. Gadkari was, please pass this, let's do it this session. 500 people lose their lives every day in this country. 1 every 3 minutes dies. Come on, let's stand up for these people, these innocents. Let's do it. Why? Why didn't this happen? People don't care? Netas don't care? Or is there some other ulterior motive?
Everywhere, the human life is not being considered for anything. Now, anybody who dies on the road is somebody's some relation.
Yes.
He is leaving behind some people, they are actually alive, but they are dead. They are left to die slowly. Now, this bill was, debated by all the chief ministers, everything was done, and I really say that Mr. Gadkari has been kind enough to say that, yes, we want to pass it. Last time also when this has happened, he was there, and he always stood for this, that we must pass it, and we will pass it very soon. Now, I don't know for what grounds, on what grounds, everybody is trying the delay tactics for this bill. This is for you.
Yes.
For every citizen of this country.
Let me introduce our viewers to some of the key highlights of this bill, and then I want to bring in the Congress, the BJP and the left. Some of the highlights: increase compensation for hit and run cases to 2 lakh and up to 10 lakh in road accident fatalities. Increase in penalties to about 20,000 for drinking and driving. Right now it's so abysmally low that people don't care. It's less than a drink, in fact. 1,000 rupees for driving without seatbelt and riding without a helmet. Besides disqualification of a driver's license for 3 months, addition of online services such as enabling online learning licenses and increasing validity period of driving licenses. Most importantly, it also makes guardians responsible if their wards take keys, underage wards that is, take keys, drive cars and knock down and kill people. That's what happened to Siddharth Sharma, Hemraj Sharma's son. Now I want to ask the Congress and I want to ask the left before I bring in the Bharatiya Janata Party, is it so bad, sir? Is it so bad to pass a bill which will serve as a deterrent or at least improve upon what we have? I want to ask this question to J.V. Shergill first.
Rahul,
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Okay, we can't hear you. Let me go across to Dinesh. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Safety bill.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Can
sir.
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me
Go
now?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Rahul, first you should give a factual clarification on your channel.
Right.
That regarding the road safety bill. I have the Press Information Bureau list in front of me, and I also know, due credit to you, doing the third show today, road safety, 31st March 2015, 10th June 2016, and third shows today. Road safety bill was never introduced in the parliament, number one. What you are reading is the road safety bill which has been dropped by the Bharatiya Janata Party from being even introduced in the parliament, because BJP says we cannot introduce this bill because of vested interest. Now Mr. Gadkari first has to explain to the parliament why road safety bill is not being introduced despite 2 years of genuine commitment. What was introduced today in the parliament, which your team should have told you, is Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill of 2016, which is altogether different than the road safety bill, which you have debated genuinely twice on issue. Now the Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill reforms makes an amendment to the existing law. The disqualification criteria of drunken driving, which you were reading 20,000, as per the amendment is only rupees 10,000 as per PIB section. It is in front of me. So today BJP owes an explanation to this nation that for 2 years promising the nation of introduction of road safety bill, why it has been dropped out of vested interest at the Mr. Gadkari statement of 22nd May 2016. Point number 1. Point number 2. This
Okay, we're having a few problems with that audio line. We're going to come back to you. Prima facie, Sanju Verma, you need to respond to the Congress. Is the Congress trying to find a way out? Sanju Verma, I want to ask you straight off, or the BJP is the obstacle?
Yeah, Rahul. Now, let me, pointedly respond to what Jimmy Shergill is saying. I think your viewers need to clearly understand that the Congress and Jimmy Shergill
get your names right,
is misinforming the audience and misleading your viewers. Jagir Shergill, my apologies. He's misleading the audience, misleading your viewers. Now let me pointedly rebut him, and Jagir, please don't button in the middle. I have told it is Jagir Shergill. You please now stop the semantics. Let me answer what I have to. This is not the monsoon session of 2015 where the attendance in Rajya Sabha was 9% thanks to you and Rahul Gandhi's office. Rahul Gandhi himself has had an attendance of less than 30% in the last 10 odd years. So please keep quiet. You will get your turn and then respond. Now let me come to the point. Why was the road safety bill dropped, as Jay rightly pointed out? The answer is Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. Please note, Rahul, that the BJP government, particularly Mr. Gadkari, took the views. He consulted with 18 transport ministers from 18 states in India out of 29 states. When they said that, they have reservations in this road safety bill being introduced in the format that the BJP wanted it to, then the BJP decided we will go ahead and put forth the amendment to the Motor Vehicles Act 1988. Then became the Motor Vehicles Act 2015, which is now being discussed and debated after having got the cabinet approval on the 3rd of August. So to say that procedure was not followed is wrong. Point number 2. Jagir Shergill has been consistently harping on various channels that, we support the bill in spirit but not technicality, not technically, because the Bharatiya Janata Party flouted technical rules in introducing the bill because it was a voluminous document and prior, information should have been provided and the document should have been circulated. Clearly, Mr. Shergill is a lawyer, but he does not understand parliamentary procedures, and I have my full sympathies with him. Under the 8th schedule of the Constitution, it is the Speaker's prerogative. She is the constitutional head. She is the presiding member of the Lok Sabha, and if she decides that a bill has to be introduced on a certain day, so be it. Sumitra Mahajan took a decision in good faith.
Okay, let him respond.
And what is wrong in introducing a bill? During question hour, Mallikarjun Kharge and his team can always raise questions. The bill can be debated. The bill can be, everybody's queries can be addressed. What is this, whole halal?
I just also want to put it on record
and that
in this very session, There was an amendment to the Lokpal bill. There was an amendment to the Lokpal bill in this very session. One second. In this, one second. In this very session, an amendment to the Lokpal bill, which made it, which gave an allowance to bureaucrats and their families not to declare their personal wealth. Yes, relatives of bureaucrats no longer need to declare their personal wealth because an amendment to the Lokpal bill was passed without discussion. So when it comes to protecting their own, no problems. Bills routinely soliciting hikes for salaries go without discussion. So when Parliament wants, it moves very quickly, Mr. Shergill. And I want to ask you, is it not true that Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge insisted that the important legislation be sent to a parliamentary committee for detailed discussion? How much more detailed discussion, sir? 1 year. 18. Yeah, okay, let him respond. Okay, let him respond.
Parliamentary procedure was adhered to.
Let him respond.
Okay, Ms. Sanju Verma, we got your point.
Let him respond.
You're very excited.
Okay, come on. Now respond. Yes, Mr. Shergill,
Rahul.
please.
Rahul, do you remember you did a show and ran a story on your channel on 10th June 2016 on showing how our cars don't meet the global NCAPA compliances and how they failed the crash test.
Yes.
Now the ethos of the road, and that's where, yes, and that's why how the road safety bill came into procedure. It talked about a regulatory authority. It talked about protection of the people on the road, and it talked about hefty penalties. That was the entire body of the road safety bill. Now today the cabinet has decided to the bill which was shown on your table. That's their thing. Now the pattern is this.
Well, we've had a problem there. Yes,
I would like to comment this.
Yes.
I just would like to request all the people, those who are on the panel now, that how many people this has to go
because of the vested interest.
Yeah, how many people
road safety bill has been not introduced because of safety bill. Number 3, Supreme Court passed a law in May 2016 about Good Samaritan law. That was passed. Now, Good Samaritan law was not campaigned by the government, where Supreme Court said anybody helping accident victim will be protected on the road, and the central government should advertise this campaign. The Bharatiya Janata Party did not follow the guidelines of the Supreme Court, did not advertise the Good Samaritan law, which protects the bystander, which tells people to help people on the road.
But how does this,
Supreme Court
how does this, no, one second.
Because there is no awareness.
Okay, one second. Mr. Shergill.
Now fourth,
Congress, come to this.
Congress says Congress cannot be expected to sign a dotted line without reading a document. Rahul, you are a very senior journalist. If tomorrow your team tells you to sign a document without reading, will you do it?
What is good for 18 state transport ministers? What has gone through?
In spirit,
sir, what has gone through? Look, what has gone through consultation, wide consultation for over 1 year. 18 state transport ministers, including some from the Congress party.
It is not.
It is not. Okay, so you're saying it's not.
Rahul,
lies.
This bill has not.
So you're saying that Mr. Gadkari lied to the House. Is that what you're saying? What do you say?
He discussed road safety bill. I say with a sense of responsibility. Ms. Sanju Verma is right. He discussed the road safety bill, but today that bill is not introduced.
Okay.
Today it has been introduced as altogether different bill called the motor vehicle.
I want to bring in Mr. Varshney. Mr. Varshney, between these two parties and others who have added to the confusion, including yours, the people are the ones who are suffering. You're going to hair split, point score, this, that, the other, but look who suffers. It's Matibul and others, like Mr. Sharma's son, who suffer the consequences. 500 people, someone's brothers, sons, daughters, wives, die every day because of rash driving.
Rahul,
and
please.
Our parliament looks on. Mr. Varshney, this is shocking.
Rahul, can I please come in?
Let him
You
respond.
see, Rahul, one thing is very clear, that neither the Communist Party of India nor of the left parties are of the view that road safety bill should not be passed. We are of the opinion that a well-drafted road safety bill should be discussed first and must be passed as early as possible. But at the same time, please try to understand, I do agree with you that the death in the road accident in India is one of the highest in the world. This is very unfortunate.
So you can fast track it. When Parliament wants to make up its mind about something, it can be fast tracked. We've seen that, Mr. Sharma.
Yes,
Come on,
yes.
why don't you make an appeal to these people?
I would like to appeal
Yes.
to all the parties.
It can
all
be,
the
it
people.
can be fast, it can
Yeah,
be
but
fast
people's
tracked,
lives are
but
not
certain
priorities.
precautions has to be taken.
Do you
Maybe
believe
the
they don't
insurance
care
job,
about
you
people
do not
and their
want
lives?
this bill
Is
to
that
be
what it
passed.
comes down to?
Could you please just listen to me for a second? I am the father of a 32 years old boy. He was the only son of mine. And he died on the civil lines with the Mercedes hit and run. You might have heard it or you might have seen it also. Now, this kind of things, how many people you want more to be killed before you want to do
It was a very
this?
tragic accident.
Nobody is interested. Nobody is interested for their personal benefits.
No, Mr.
The
Sharma,
bills are passed
Mr.
without
Sharma,
any
we fully
discussion.
agree
But
with
for
you.
this bill,
Mr.
everybody
Sharma,
is
we
trying
fully agree
to
with
put
you. We
hurdles on
must
this.
make our children
This is
aware
not
of the
correct.
road
Well,
safety.
sir, the political
society
parties of
must
this
make
country are
aware
on
of the
test.
social road safety.
This session is come and gone. There will be another session. Let's hope, sir. No, 1 second. For the people of this country, let's hope you hold. 1 second. You hold an all-party meeting and you clear this. You have this discussion after Parliament. I just hope, sir, that in the next few days there's an all-party meeting. I'm leaving it at this. I've run out of time. There's an all-party meeting. You all sit down, work out this bill, pass it. First go. Next session. We leave it that. We're going to watch and wait. You're on test. We leave it to